Welcome to Zero Booze, Lovely Views, where I'm learning to swap hangovers for horizons. Today we'll be walking in Turville in Buckinghamshire. We'll walk up to the Cobstow Windmill, which was the location of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. I'll be taking along with me a beloved Erdinger, and we're finishing up in the Bull and Butcher, which has the most amazing well built into one of the tables. Turville is really popular as a filming location, and it's been the setting for the Vicar of Dibley. This is actually the house where she lived, and also obviously Killing Eve and Midsummer Murders, Goodnight Mr. Tom and Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, which was filmed at the Windmill on top of the hill. You can see why it's so popular, because it is an absolutely gorgeous little village. All the houses are just very chocolate box-like, and it's just full of history. The local pub is over 500 years old, so it really is an excellent location. This is Church Cottage, a Grade 2 listed building, which was used as the exterior for the fictional vicarage in the Vicar of Dibley. So we begin our walk by taking the footpath just at the side of one of the houses opposite the pub. And in the distance, you'll be able to see Cobstow Windmill. And this was the location for Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, which was filmed in 1967. And it looks exactly the same as it did back then, thanks to it being completely restored and looked after for all these years. The windmill to this day is residential, so you can't really access the full area of it. There is a fence up. Back in 1971, the actress Hayley Mills actually lived there with her husband. The landscape at the bottom of the hill is absolutely breathtaking. There's so many paths to explore around here. But today, as time is not really on our side and it's winter, it would get dark about 4 o'clock. So we only had about an hour to do this walk. So we thought we'd just go up to the top of the hill, see the windmill, and just walk across one of the fields and then go back to the pub. So this is not the longest route I've ever done. It was just to get some fresh air, really. I don't think the video footage of this really captures how steep the hill is. It does look a lot steeper in real life. So it does get your heart racing climbing to the top, and I did get out of breath, but it is worth it for the amazing views at the top. So before we left, I had a quick look at the geocaching app, and I saw that there was one up by the windmill, and this one, it took me a few attempts to find it. I started getting paranoid after a while that I look like I'm planting drugs or something. I just feel really suspicious if it takes me too long. But this one is actually off the beaten path, so you can kind of get away with having a rummage around. But when I went down this track, I found it straight away, and it was a treasure trove geocache. So it's really good for the kids because you can take like a little trinket with you as long as you put one back in its place. That's kind of like the unwritten rule, really. So there's a few little things in here, including a chocolate, which looked a bit worse for wear. But my daughter, in the end, chose a shell, I think. That's what she picked. And in its place, we decided to leave one of these glass dragon drop-ins. And I don't know if it's a regional thing, but for me, that's what they're always called, dragon drop-ins. So I put one of those in and just replaced it. I didn't sign the log because, again, I didn't have a pen on me, but I found it, so I logged it as found so I could get my points. But yeah, again, it's just a really good little thing to do with children, to get them out and about walking. So when you get to the top of the hill, this is where you will see the windmill, and it's beautiful, it's really pretty. And as it's a residence, there is the fence around it, but you can still see most of it. So you get the idea of why it was used as a film location, because it's just beautiful. And you can imagine Chitty Chitty Bang Bang just flying off down this hill like it did in the film. So at this point we decided just to carry on down the footpath. So at the top you kind of turn right towards this footpath, and it's just a long, straight, flat path which just got amazing views over the side of the beautiful Chiltern Hills and a lovely valley which looks really nice when the sun's setting. This whole area and landscape feels really ancient to me because there's been settlements as far back as prehistoric times, so it's got that history vibe about it which I love. We came across this really interesting sign on one of the fences in Latin, so I used ChatGPT to translate it, and it says freedom to roam, freedom to think, which is absolutely beautiful and really does make sense out here amongst nature. You really do feel like a sense of freedom, especially being so high. When we got to these gates here, this was the point in which we decided to turn around because it was actually starting to get a bit dark and it was getting really cold because we filmed this in January. There's loads of paths around here and I'll definitely do another walk video. Today I took the Erdinger along with me, and I wanted to review this because I had actually reviewed it a few months ago when I went to Stonehenge, but since then this drink has become a firm favourite. I absolutely love it, and it's the one alcoholic drink that I will always add to my Sainsbury's home delivery. I just completely rely on it. It's just really satisfying. I really like the flavours, and I love the fact that it's isotonic, so it is a health drink in a sense. It's got lots of electrolytes in and vitamins, so that always sounds fantastic to me. So yeah, it's just like one of my favourites, and I can't sing its praises high enough. And looking back at my old video, I looked at the scores I gave it, and I just thought that they were really low, so I wanted to do another updated video with the scores a lot higher because I just think it deserves it. It's just such an all-round good drink. If anyone has any recommendations on like a similar flavour, I would love to hear it because this flavour for me is perfection. It's kind of feels just caramelly and delicious, so easy to drink. It does bloat me a tiny bit, but it's nothing harsh. It's just so drinkable. So we finished off our walk at the Bull and Butcher, which is the pub just at the bottom of the Windmill in Turville village centre. And again, it's been used for film locations a lot in Midsummer Murders. It's got the most fascinating feature I think I've ever seen in a pub. On this table, if you look down the centre, the landlord put a light on, and it's actually built around an old well from almost 500 years ago. And he said it was 50 foot deep because this part of the pub was actually an extension built in the early 2000s. So this well used to be in the garden of the pub. But he said that one time the water did come up to the glass when they had particularly heavy rainfall one year, but it didn't actually cause any flooding, thankfully. We had lovely hot chocolate here, and it was just such a beautiful, beautiful old pub. Highly recommend. So here are my updated ratings for the Erdinger drink. I've just increased the scores on taste and gluggability because it's so easy to drink. Refreshment, I'm not 100% sure if it's going to be any good in the summer. I'm sure it will be, but I'll have to test it out in June or July and see what it's like. Bloatability, it still does give me a bit of a tummy, but it's worth it because it's so nice. Anyway, thank you for watching, and do like and subscribe, and please leave me any comments, recommendations, because I am just learning about beers, lagers and ales, and I would love some wisdom. Thank you very much. Bye bye.